Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How are all of you lovely souls out there? To say that I'm burning the candle at both ends would be an understatement. So I apologize for not getting to you as fast as I can. I'm pretty well backed up here because we've been moving, doing some things, and haven't been able to sit down and talk with you much. So, boy, do I really apologize. I've been talking to a lot of you on the phone, and I tell you what, I can always tell a YouTuber on the phone because the love just comes right through that phone. I'm going, oh, good, oh yeah, good, good. And that's another reason I've done the YouTubes is to help us all, including myself, because it's so much nicer to talk to informed people. It's just you guys are just picking it up and running and going. There's some struggling going on in some places, but you all, for the most part, are kicking butt. So what I want to do is, I'm going to take one of my vacation days. I think I just come in here and just slam all day long. Sometimes I come in here and just hope people don't show up just so I can catch up and talk with you guys because you're such a good bunch of great spiritual people. And it's always nice to rub shoulders with awakened souls. It does the self good, So I thought I would start off this morning by addressing this Cintron's girlfriend and the hair loss, because I'm surprised that some of you didn't get it, and you might have, and I just haven't poured through these. And again, I've been moving quite a lot of work, and so I am going to catch up. I promise. But stop and think a minute why you lose hair. In the past, the problem with medical theories is that they run rampant. A lot of people assume, and in law, of course, assumption it isn't law. You can assume something, but it doesn't mean it's legal or right. That sort of thing. And I've watched a lot of lawyers and judges, and boy, do they assume. But I assume nothing. It is what it is, and that's all you can do. It's hard not to let the mind assume. And I was doing a spiritual dissertation off of this planet the other night, and I wanted to bring it to you. So I'm going to try to do that. I was talking to a group of souls, and I wanted to bring that down to you. And I'm going to do that here, hopefully before this week's out. But let's think about what takes off hair in the first place. And an assumption is the thyroid gland is the reason one loses hair. Now, this is the way science is. You can see someone with a low thyroid gland and hair loss, and after a while they assume because of the thyroid is weak, it's hair loss. What about the thyroid gland controls hair loss? Now, you could say the parathyroid and calcium utilization could make for a weakened hair, as it does weakened tissue, weakened connective tissue in particular, and skeletal tissue. But what in particular loses hair? One of the most, it's been on the news, there's a clue right there. You see it all the time when you look around. And again, you go back to the fact that the body's just a bunch of cells and two fluids, and the two fluids is blood and lymph, and how many sides of chemistry are there? Only two, the base and the corrosive acids, right? So what's on the news now? This mother would like to have Mattel or whoever makes the Barbie have a bald Barbie. I've never seen a society that just festers on ignorance. It's just unbelievable the trap that the AMA set for the bulk of the people, and they all just fell right in it. And it's just disgusting. There's no conscience of regeneration. There's no idea of curative values, and they keep slaughtering these children with chemo. And so if you said what takes hair loss or hair off, we also know chemo does that, don't we? So what is chemo? Some type of miracle drug? No, it's an extreme strong corrosive acids, correct? Because their idea is to kill, acidify. There's so much wrong with allopathy that it needs to just be rubbed off and started over again, but with the principles of science, chemistry and physics and nature, because there's so much. And again, we talked about this before. The problem with observation of science is that then the mind comes in, and the mind is a conditioned instrument, of course. So now we start trying to rationalize, categorize, and in some way try to understand what we're observing through the context of the conditioned state. And that conditioned state is based upon other people's concepts and ideas, blah, 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 blah. So bottom line, hair loss, acids, lymph, correct? So when you go vegan, what does this mean? You cut out animal products, does that make you healthy? Heck no, there's nothing healthy about the vegan diet. You got to be a raw foodist. And a raw foodist is the next step. Get rid of the grains and stuff. So if you're telling me someone was losing their hair, they changed to a vegan diet and wondered why their hair kept losing, do you understand why? Because they didn't move what? They didn't correct what? That's right, they didn't correct the cause of the problem. Yeah, they could have went raw foodist and probably still she could have had her hair fall out. Why? Because until she gets her kidneys and her adrenals filtering that lymph, she could be a fruitarian and still have hair loss. You got to get this because it's real important to understand the lymph system, acids, and the role the kidneys and adrenal glands have in this role. We have to pave new pathways as we are on this site because the medical doctor has a lot of theories, and a lot of people have come to, and even the medical doctors themselves have come to take theories for fact. You see this in college a lot. It's almost better if you don't go to school and you educate yourself because you're working with theories in science. Even though they say this is factual, but let me tell you something. I left science years ago because if you start intellectually tearing something apart with the ability to observe and know the whole, you're going to get real frustrated. You're going to see truth squeezing through cracks of illusion and assumptions that man's working on that has no validity whatsoever. Like the lymph system dumps into the vascular system. You dump your acid waste back into the blood. What an antiquated theory. How about the theory of Jenner and Pasteur, the bacterium theory, the theory of pathogens? Stupid. And because of that, the AMA has suppressed so many people's lymph systems that if you had to say who's the most responsible for cancer, it's going to be the AMA. I'm sorry, but it's right spot on. You cannot suppress the body's functions. And when you don't understand what a fever is, when you don't understand what sweating is, when you don't understand what pain is, what swelling is, what tumors are and cysts are, I think you should turn in your degree because these things are very, very, very simple and has been known for hundreds of years, and yet we still have the ignorance. When you'll cut out somebody's lymph node for nothing, understanding there are cells on the other side of that lymph node that's using that lymph node as a septic tank to dump their waste into, and once you remove the septic tank, then those cells do not have a pathway, and then you develop some degree of lymphedema, later to only get kicked in the butt with extreme deterioration of cells, becomes problematic. So Centron's girlfriend's got to get her kidneys and her adrenals and move those lymphs. And you're going to see this. And what's neat about this is you could take her and Centron, take your girlfriend as an experiment, get her up on fruits and vegetables. That's it. All right? Now, see if her hair still gets lost. If her hair still falls out, what's not happening? And if you want to see the difference between vegetable detoxification and fruit detoxification, put her on a vegetable detox. You're still going to probably see her hair fall out. Until you get deep into her lymphatic system, she's still going to have that problem. So please keep that in mind, that you're going to have cases, guys, where you have to understand if they don't move lymph no matter what they're eating, if you don't move lymph, you don't start fixing the kidneys and the adrenals, your success is going to be minimal. You're going to feel better, no question, but your success at these deeper issues are going to be very minimal, and you're going to wonder, this doesn't work. This isn't a problem. No, we have serious problems, and I've been bringing you guys along with this because you're seeing the difficulty in it. Some of you are getting excellent results super quick. Others you see are coming along. So don't get frustrated, any of you guys. It takes time. And for practitioners, all of you, I need as many of you guys to be practitioners as possible. And you must realize that you're a cheerleader to your client. Because once they understand what you're going to tell them and what you're going to teach them, then it's a long, some people have a very long and arduous process to get into this and to get their body cleaned out. Some people's lymph systems are beyond belief. If you've been a milk drinker most of your life, and the older you are, you're in big trouble. You're in big trouble. And I'd like to take all these people and go to the American Dairies Association and sit them down and say, now you're going to pay for all these people's time to get well and everything, since you've been promoting the clogging of people's lymph systems for the sake of nothing, because you know pasteurized milk is a piece of crap, is nothing. So it's just the lies that are festering for the financial needs of man, and it's like, ooh. Okay, now, I want to say another thing. Centra, I don't care if you had chicken, and I don't care if, I want people to know, I don't care if you eat meat. I don't care if you have eggs. I don't care actually what you eat. However, if you want to detoxify, there's only one way, in my opinion. There's aberrations of that. There's all kinds of side roads to detoxification, but if you want to dig deep, in my opinion, I spent 40 years tearing it apart, and we're not stupid here. We've tore it apart. We've looked at this because our goal is always to do better. Not to make money, to do better, to heal people faster, to make it more comfortable for you. This is how I'm thinking. How can I make your journey in detoxification more comfortable? How can I dig deeper quicker? How can I get the kidneys opened up? And I need all your brains to help me, because I've done this all my life. I need to turn it over to you guys and let you guys take off. Dr. Jensen met with me one day, called me out there, and he said, listen, I'm done. I want you to take the reins. I said, Doc, I don't want to take the reins. I don't want to take your iridology, international iridology. I don't want that. And so, you know what? He was a little offended, and I said, no, I have my own practice. I love the iris, because him and I knew each other. Were good iridologists, you know. We shared a lot of information that we each have learned through all the years. And you do. If you use iridology and correlate it with detoxification, boy, the things you learn that's beyond the books. Someday I'll write a book on iridology and highlight those things that I've learned about the eye that no one's talking about. We'll talk about it when I see you in school. But it's just, I don't care about the meat. Have I eaten meat in my past? Absolutely. The duck, I have to laugh, Centron. Absolutely. Dr. Jensen invited, when I invited him to Portugal after we did his seminar in Toronto, and it was hard to eat raw anyway, so we went to a Chinese place so I could eat vegetables, and boy, Doc Jensen ordered about 10 different plates of food and duck. He loved duck, he loved veal, he loved those sort of things. Well, not on the book. I tasted it, but I don't care for animal products, and I definitely don't care for duck and stuff like that. I never was a gamey food eater anyway, like squirrel and raccoon. When I think about eating animals, it just is revolting to my psychic. Have I eaten meat before? Who hasn't? Do I care if you eat meat? No. This channel's about detoxification. I don't judge anybody. If you want to eat it, eat it. I don't care. But if you're making claims that eating meat is healthy, then I'm going to butt your head. All right. So let's go on, because you see here, I've got a lot of stacks, guys, and I love your questions, and I apologize so much, but I'm gonna get y'all. Starlight, I'm gonna 1959. Interesting. I'm gonna meet you someday, Starlight. Thanks for the comment there. This is Lang Brenda. I don't have much to say except I am done with doctors and their stupidity. Thank God. I mean, there's times as a healer that you're going to use the emergency room. And lung cancers, when their lungs fill up with fluid, you have to go get them aspirated. You got to make your patient comfortable, because it definitely fills them full of fear and anxiety not to breathe. It would you. It does me. So there are times where medical profession is important. This should be confined to surgery. In general health care, the killing machine is just unacceptable anymore. And just like you said here, sweetheart, the stupidity, once you understand truth, the stupidity is shocking. Shocking. Oh, yeah, this is M. Carbone 4. Carbon 4. Love the videos as always. This one made me laugh so hard. Thank you, Melissa. Thanks, honey. I don't know which one that was, but I tell you, I hope to keep my humor going sometimes. Sometimes I get a little straight with it, especially when I'm just crammed up and busy, you know. It's just had a lot of sick people this week, and a lot of serious people coming. But with all your help, and I'm really grooming every one of you that wants to be a healer, because this world, we have to change the consciousness. But what more fun could you have than changing the consciousness of the entire planet from despair and suffering into health, light, and healing? I can't think of anything more worthy and humbling that we could do, you know. So you guys are just so lovely. Everyone I talk to, you're bubbly, you're full of light and love. I just can't say enough good things about you. Keep it up. Don't let anything stop your love and your joy. Don't let anybody take your joy. And remember, you alone ride the ride. So always get yourself happy and in love with yourself again, and just breathing the air and smelling the flowers and looking at the blue skies if you're somewhere where it's not so cold. Sleeping well. Wow. I like the eye. I'm so September lady in the second love. Jesus, oh, thanks. Thanks so much there. Yeah, I would like to get my iridology going up. And I'm one of those guys that cut through the crap. I just can't help it. Why sit there and waste time with stuff that's not relevant? Dan, really don't like to talk about political issues. I know. You know what? I've never been that way. Of course, I don't vote, because you can say what you want about it, but I don't belong to the federal government. What's happened is the news is almost fixated, especially Fox, on the federal government. The problem is the federal government is really is an isolated entity away from the people that's now trying to make itself controlling the people. And so it's out of control. But this is, they really don't have jurisdiction except where the Commerce Clause allows it and the Constitution allows it, and whatever corrupt federal judge allowed them to do it. And even in the Supreme Court, you have some wackos that doesn't seem to, and I love the one where they did that. I thought it was funny, where the Supreme Court said it's okay for a county to go in and seize your property for something better. What is that? Eminent domain. And then a couple of guys went after one of the federal Supreme Court judge's house and started applying for it to become a heritage piece, and the county to take it for eminent domain, since he actually was one of the ones that signed on. I thought that was pretty cool, and that's just what the people need to do. Start going after these guys. But Ron Paul is the only one that can straighten out this mess. You know, people don't understand his political views, and I understand we have a world in turmoil. But love begets love, and hate begets hate. That's all I can tell you. So we have to start acting with love. Right now, everybody's gearing up, gunning up, and there nothing good ever happens to that, except somebody starts dying. And it's just that we have to start turning this around. So it's hard for the average person to understand why Ron Paul wants to act more with love as opposed to that Obama's trying to do that in his own way by meeting with the Taliban or whatever. And so it's hard for us Americans because we're like, oh, we got it, that sort of aggressiveness. Now this one, this is Kevin Patrick, 77. I got rid of taking pain meds by doing a 23-day grape fast. Now listen to this. He got rid of pain meds by doing a 23-day grape fast. So in 23 days, you were able to start moving your lymph. I don't know about your urination, whether you started seeing sediment, but you see in 23 days, you kicked butt, Kevin Patrick. I think you did really well. I did a 23-day grape fast along with 1 day and 4 days of water fasting. I was getting sediment and I could feel it trying to really tug on my lymph system. Isn't that cool? Now you can feel these things. You guys are good. You guys are so good. I was going to do 40 days, but my grocery store ran out of black grapes. Well, you got almost there. You did pretty good in what you did there, man. Be proud of yourself. You kicked butt. Yeah, take it off again and do it again, man. Yeah, good job. I fell off the wagon the last couple of weeks of vegetable soups. That's okay. So what? Don't look back. I've done that, fell off. Okay, get right back on. That's the challenge. Nothing's perfect. You're challenging yourself. We got to get rid of this uptightness, and we just keep going and play with this, and we do our best. And when we can't do it, we just laugh it off and try again. But I plan on getting on an orange fast. Oh, that one's a good one. If you get good oranges, I'm craving. I can just suck those down. Oranges, the causal color. The causal world is where the mind actually divides itself into the three forces that you see in Hinduism and Buddhism. And so this is where you have the past, the present, so to speak, and the future. Basically, you have time and duality. And I've talked about this before. This is where the human body is formed in its shape. When you get beyond that, then you're just a ball of light, basically, consciousness. But at the causal world, you take an actual form to the thought of the genetics and the thought of the creator as that's moving into creation. Not difficult to understand creation if you look at it simplistically, Also took a couple of rounds of your adrenal, kidney, lymph, and bowel formulas and really like the GI Broom. Wow, good. Lots of mucus. Oh, you are kicking butt, Kevin. Now, this is the way to go, guys. Kevin is kicking down the road here. Hi, Dr. Morse. This is sleeping well again. I've heard that it's not good to detox during pregnancy, and this has bothered me. After learning from what we detox into the lymph, not the blood, I'm thinking it's not such a bad idea. We've never seen a problem detoxifying during pregnancy. I am always cautious on the side of caution. So because in today's world, I feel there's a lot more weaker fetuses than ever before, and it could be nature's, let me abort this fetus and get strong for another one. So I don't know. I'm on the side of caution. The problem is just the other day we got a pregnant lady again with cancer, and these are problems because we have to go after the mother. There's just no question. If the baby wants to take the ride, I will say this, the baby's going to, if she holds that baby, whoo-hoo, that baby's going to come out as Superman. That's all I can tell you, because you're going to clean the baby along with yourself. Because your lymph system, when you're hooked, keep this in mind, when you're hooked with your fetus, you are literally hooked lymphatically. I've looked at this for years, and you see moms and babies' lymph systems pretty much merge. So when you're detoxifying the lymph system, you're going to detoxify your fetus, which is no problems, but at the same time, if it's a weak fetus, you never know. So I don't know. I just err on the caution because we have a society that has all kinds of weird ideas about things they don't understand. But I'm for saving the mother first, and we'll bring that soul in with another body if we needed to. But if a mother's got cancer, she dies, the baby's going to die anyway. So this is just, it's got to be the mom that we save. Just thinking about it drives me crazy. Sometimes it's tough emotionally, to deal with all these people. Happy 2012 to you too, Bo. I'm so glad to see you back in these years. All these new videos waiting to see. I don't know, I think Chris has probably got them up. He's probably caught up. I'm the one lagging behind now, but I'll catch up, guys. When I see them all morning, you always give me a thanks. I hope I give you all inspiration because it's cold and windy here in Sweden, and it's so hard for me to be 100% raw. Isn't it true, sweetheart? Do your best, do your best. That's all you can do, and don't beat yourself up. Do your best, and when you have those good days, you hit it, and then when the spring comes, you just tear it apart, But do your best. If you're suffering real bad, you have no choice, but really do your best. I am taking your herbs and Heal All Tea. I can't find any good supplement for the pineal gland without melatonin. We have raw pineal without melatonin, and we can get into Sweden. We have learned how we can do that, so we can get into Sweden, I think. You definitely don't want to do melatonin, sweetheart. Again, don't take anything that smacks of a hormone, a steroid, a neurotransmitter, even digestive enzyme. Be very cautious with these things. You really want to make your body healthy and your cells do their job. And of course, the doorway we use for that is detoxification, which you guys are seeing the beauty of how that works. Love to you, Bo. Superhuman 991. I love you guys. Great to see you're back on track. I was wondering about your thoughts on unrefined salt and iodine. Well, I don't isolate iodine. I don't like isolating any specific element, just because that element can come around and kick your butt. And in sluggish lymph systems, very accumulable, they accumulate in tissue. And of course, it's well known that iodine travels to the thyroid, and especially inorganic can sit there for years, hyperstimulating the thyroid gland. So it's not something that I recommend whatsoever. But salt, again, I talked about that in terms of Celtic and Himalayan and real salt the other day. Also, your take on salt sodium in terms of athletic performance, because so many people swear by it because it makes their muscles harder and gets more explosiveness in them. Wow. Really, this is the first time I heard that somebody's going to pump salt. Dangerous to pump these things like that. If you want explosive power, be a raw foodist. If you want explosive muscles, get your lymph cleaned and get your digestion and absorption and utilization way up there, and you're going to have so much power you can't stand it. And these people haven't touched the top of the mountain. You don't need to take anything at the top of the mountain. Matter of fact, when you get your body corrected, you don't need to eat for energy. You're the source of energy. You are pure energy in the sense of physics. You're pure consciousness, so you're pure energy. In the sense of physics. You're pure consciousness, so you're pure energy. So when you realize that and you get the obstructions removed out of your body so your energy flows are not restricted, so you don't build up resistance, it's like a machine. It just keeps going, and the power is dynamic. That's what you're looking for, not these acid pumped up muscles that only serve to break down the kidneys, then become stiff and sore. No real endurance there, and of course stiff. The flexibility goes down, and it's just not appropriate. It's narcissistic. This is a barefoot in winter. Barefoot in winter. Woo! Boy, you're a Russian? Because that's cold. Yeah, let's see. Fluid and abdomen. Oh, wow. Here we go. Love and light to you. Love and light to you, too. Big time. I cannot begin to express my gratitude. Well, me neither. I appreciate and welcome aboard. I have a quick question I was hoping you could answer for me. I'm a 22-year-old female. I've been raw off and on for about a year and strictly raw for a few weeks now. With your encouragement, keep going, sweetheart. Don't stop it. It depends where you are here. My problem is I've had a buildup of fluid in the left side of my abdomen for quite a few months now. I feel lots of movement in that area after I eat, and particularly when I'm rebounding. When I jump, the movement and amount of noise I hear is quite shocking and makes me want to discontinue this form of exercise. It's getting more. Okay, so notes of interest. I urinate frequently and bowel movements are 1 to 2 times a day. She drinks lots of water. Torso has slightly burning sensation, so I realized I'm still acidic and inflamed. Slight bloating and gas. Other symptoms, acne and fatigue. Okay, so let's look at this, guys. Let's go to the bottom first. Acne and fatigue. We're right at the skin, right? And the skin is the body's third kidney, right? So we know that your lymph system isn't filtering well. So here we go. We got the adrenals and the fatigue. We got the kidneys not filtering. You see the acne. So you know the lymph system's backed up. Now we know the lymph system just doesn't back up into the ovaries or back up into the breast or back up into the arm. It backs up systemically. It backs up all over the place. With the bloating and all that, it'd be very suggestive that you have interstitial lymphatic constipation in the gut wall, small or large, probably the large bowel. The bowel sounds that you're probably hearing, you could have some spasms going on in there, or these are just bowel sounds. You got to deworm yourself just to make sure you haven't got anything going on in that side of it. You're probably drinking too much water, and I've talked about this before, that the drinking of all this water only serves in an acidic medium, not to rehydrate. You're not going to ever rehydrate with water in an acid medium like that where the lymph isn't filtering through the kidneys. You're fooling yourself, and you'll only bloat up if you do that. And it only makes you more uncomfortable if you drink too much water. So this is a case where you want to get into that bowel. Use the lymphatic capsules, use a lymphatic formula, get in the adrenals and kidneys and get the stomach and bowel formula and really start moving on that. If you have to get the GI broom or something, really start pulling on that bowel wall at the same time. Get in your body and move those lips. Because if this is getting progressively worse, this isn't a good sign. So you want to get that out of there and get all these acids, get that lymph moving so the body can restore that tissue that's being damaged. And you might be having some spasticity. Check your fingernails, check your veins, make sure you have good calcium utilization. So because without that, you have an additional spasticity from that. You'll spasm or seize quicker. So these are just some of the things to look at here. Frequent urination, of course, is going to go back to the kidneys and things. You just really, I would be cleaning up my bowel. Could have some pancreatic digestive issues or liver issues. That's because the lymph system's backed up in you all the way. So you fix yourself, sweetheart. You'll be okay. And go down that road. Keep detoxifying yourself. Even though I don't have the proper money to go full out on fruits and veggies just yet, at least I've got an amazing start. Exactly. You do what you can. This information from you, Robert, is more valuable. Oh, thanks, honey. My truly just, what is it? Mr. Truly Just Brostring. Brostring. Wow, well, that's a tongue twister. Especially the first thing in the morning. I watch Life Generator, Durian Riders, Durbanet, and Freela. Have on your tube as well. The energy from carrot juice, oranges, dates, and water have given me a lot more energy and a much clearer mind. Thanks a lot, man. Just keep going down that road. You know, you just take, we're all individuals. I just, you know, in a clinical setting, this is what you're going to end up with. Bottom line, this is what you're going to end up with. You might take side job. If you're new to healing, and you haven't been through the vitamin, mineral crap and all this stuff, some people go waylaid and go off, and then they come back realizing, ooh, that side road didn't lead anywhere. Because I've been down a lot of side roads. It's hard to understand, but I've been down a lot of side roads just to see what was down there, you know. And so if I can help you save some time in your life and some less confusion, let me do that, because it'll only serve to confuse. And confusion is a form of disempowerment. And you don't want to disempower yourself. You want to always be the power of your world and your universe. And so keep that knowledging up and getting yourselves well. And I'll keep working with you till I'm not on the planet anymore. Everyone I know who is doing a raw food for a while has much better sex drive. Yeah. Also, it seems logical, better adrenals, better circulation. Absolutely. Much easier to deal with, hence better sex drive. Helena Lala. Absolutely. And having a good fit body, and also having more sensitivity in romance. You know, there's nothing like good romance. And a bonding and emerging with another soul, it's like, can be an explosion of love and joy and ecstasy. It's the way relationships should be. Kevin Patrick. Oh, okay. I read that one before. Let me see here. It's sad to hear you promote such strong political affirmation with racist, corrupt Republicans. Oh, I think I addressed that one. Yeah, you know what? I mean, I was just thinking that driving over here, I had to laugh at Nancy Pelosi, who needs a nursing home, but I have to laugh as she says that's not really the best of the Republican Party. And I'm thinking, boy, is it not? Boy, we have so many great guys. I mean, I'm not either one of those, but I'm looking at all the senators and legislators, and it's like, oh my God, there's a few of those guys that are really good, and it's just too bad, you know. I'd like to see Ron Paul's son go. I think this guy's a pretty cool dude. I think he's more balanced in his stuff, but he understands, you know, the things. But you know what? It's not my world. It's going to be whatever it's going to be, and I'm just against corruption and hurting people and taxing people when you don't have the right or the law behind you, and you know, making people suffer because they can't even afford to buy food, and you're going to tax them. I mean, this is where we are. You throw people in jail for drugs. That's ridiculous. You know, we don't help anybody. We just throw them in jail. Our jails, and then of course we build all these fusion centers. That's scary. Fatty fruit like avocados and eating germinated almonds and such will get you nads back to action. You guys must be talking something interesting here. Yeah. I'll say this, we have a male reproductive formula for you men out there, but make sure your prostate is normal and healthy. You don't want to start pumping your acid steroids and the same thing with you ladies, until you know that all the inflammation, your kidneys are filtering and everything is good, and then take off. The sky's the limit, you know. But I think that as you spiritualize yourself and you awaken yourself, making love and things like this are just a major high. The respect and love two people share together, even if it's just one time, it can be just etheric and almost like the Cocoon. Remember the Cocoon movie where they were astral and they merged astrally? The higher you are, the more the merging becomes, and it can be an intense experience. Thank you, Helena. I love you too, sweetheart. Thanks for all your time. Thanks for your time. I thank you all for your time to sit there and watch these videos. I'm very humbled and appreciate it. All the spiritual beings that are working with us also appreciate it. I can tell you that firsthand. I don't think, thanks. A lot of videos. Brenda's lovely. She's really helped. Thanks. I'm glad. I hope you're doing good, sweetheart. Hugs for her too. My name was born at a time when I was out of a big trouble, and that made so happy. I was singing the hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, you're a good soul, dear one. Good soul. May Freaky. Dr. Morris, here's a test case that stumped me. Okay, let's go. I love these cases. Now, you guys come to school, we're going to tear on these cases. We're going to rip them apart. So bring your cases to class, and we're going to all tear them apart. Because most of you get the drift. There's going to be some new people that don't at the class, so we're going to have to work with them. But let's tear cases apart. It's like the hair not falling out. Why vegan? Vegan isn't a healthy lifestyle, but it's healthier. So, you know, every level, everything has its levels. Just remember, if you still have symptoms, it's detox, 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 and you haven't got to those areas yet lymphatically. That's all I can say. If you understand that, then you know that when someone's still having a symptom, yep, haven't got there yet. Haven't got there yet. You got to keep digging. With the knowledge and the view of the eyes, you can just go, well, this is why. I love that one. Your eyes don't lie. Details. A lady at my work, 44 years old, very skinny. Okay, so she's very skinny. First of all, she's either got malabsorption or pancreatic problems, correct? Or hyperthyroidism. Very skinny, but eats normally for when hungry. Sad American diet. Started losing her hearing at age 22. This poor soul started losing her hearing. Can you imagine that? And now wears hearing aids. She thought it was from the drill being a dental assistant. Had blood work up and potassium super high. Her doctor gave her potassium lowering drugs. Yep, I'm sure. Common, you know, for that. And it went down and went right back up, of course, because nobody's fixing the problem with her, right? And her doctor says she needs to go to ER. She just separated from husband. What's up? Adrenals, and kidneys. She's in, you know, when your potassium starts shooting up like that, you have to really take a look at her creatinine and stuff like this and see where the creatinine is. If it's getting close to 1, then she's losing her kidneys. She's already got adrenal dump. Adrenal controls sodium and potassium balance. So you know her adrenals are down. She just went through tough relationship, losing her man and everything. So that probably ripped her emotionally. Of course, down went her adrenals on that one. The hearing, however, what would make you lose your hearing? Could we say the same thing that takes off your hair? Okay, so she's got some serious lymphatic problems at age 22, but doesn't that make sense now? We're seeing this over and over and over again. So here again is a good case. Kidney and adrenals affecting the lymph system, and of course she lost her hearing from it. Can she get her hearing back? Most likely. Well, that would be my focus. The other stuff's easy. Getting the hearing back is where you want to go. So you're going to pull on that lip. You're going to clean up her bowels, upper circ, brain and nerve, and she wants to work and get her hearing back. Don't take it. Don't sit there and take it. When you start to lose something, what makes things decay and break down? Well, there's only 2 sides of chemistry, right? You've got the acid side, the corrosive side, or you've got the healing side. Nah, that wouldn't be it. Had to be the corrosive side, right? That's the lymph system again. So go after her, let her view this video, tell her to go after her kidneys and adrenal glands. That potassium will balance out, but she could have other cofactors going on in her body too, of course. But I would stay off the sodium and everything like that, and just really start getting into health, getting into detoxification and moving those lymphs, and then work on that, get that hearing back. That's really important. I'm going to have to run. They're going to come in here in a minute here. I wanted to address this one. I saw this one the other day. I was recently told to avoid vitamin C because it makes kidney stones. Vitamin C is very antagonistic to calcium, and that's why you never do ascorbic acid. It's antagonistic to calcium. It's not good. Again, here we are. We're going into the bioflavonoids and isolating one of them. And even the bioflavonoids is part of the flavonoid complex, which comes with all fruits and vegetables. More fruits and berries than anything, though. Interesting, huh? If you want vitamin C, you turn to your fruits over your veggies for sure. So it's just, more minerals versus more other things. The higher you eat, the more nutrition, the more health for what you're looking for consciousness. The lower you eat, the more grunt you are. That's always said, talking about sex. Have a piece of meat. That'll get you going. But that irritates the gonads. And that's not what you want. But if you want something for one night or something, then chow down on something like that. I have eczema and I'm really having a hard time. Please help. Okay, this is Sweet Girl. Well, Sweet Girl, don't give up, sweetheart. Your skin is your largest eliminative organ of the human body of cellular waste. Your digestive wastes aren't going out your skin. Your cellular wastes are going out your skin. They should be going out your two main kidneys first, at least the bulk of those wastes. Sounds like the bulk of the wastes are getting pushed to the subcutaneous tissues, and this is not what you want. So you want to get your sweating up, throw yourself in a salt bath now and then to help with the symptoms. Start moving that lymph, get those adrenals up, get those kidneys turned on, and you'll be successful at cleaning that skin up. But you got to move lymph or you can't clean it up. And if it's not disappearing in a timely manner, you know how your lymph system must look. So don't give up. Some lymph systems are pretty bad. So don't give up. Just get strong, get focused, keep going, take no for an answer, understand what you're doing, what you're going for, and that skin of yours will clean up. You want to do the lymphatic formula for the bowels, capsule one. You want to do stomach and bowel, clean up the bowels. That's a must. The kidney, take at least kidney 1. You might want to do kidney number 1 liquid, kidney number 1 capsules, more aggressive. Definitely want to do something for the adrenal glands, and then move, just add a lymph tincture like number 4, then go to lymph node 2 or lymphatic 3, and really just pull. Get up on the fruit fast if you can. Do some fasting and start moving that lymph more aggressively, and it'll go away. If you have topical discomfort, you could use our Heal All salve. Or we have a fungal salve that we made. It's just it definitely helps the tissue to repair itself. But again, you're not trying to treat something topically that's internal, but it could help the symptom. The Heal All salve heals any tissue that's been damaged, but moving those acids, out the kidneys, key factor in your wellness. So I'm going to run. If I don't have a no-show, then we can come back here and tear this apart even more. I don't see that phone ringing, so they're either out there in person or I get to come back and have fun with you guys. So thank you so much. Have a great fun day, and I'll be back with you soon. Don't give up. Don't get frustrated. I'm always here for you. Always. So I love you all. Have fun today, and I'll try to be back as soon as possible. Okay.